Okay guys, so here we are. We've worked in our round. We've done our crocodiles all the way around. In the very last one, we did not have enough stitches. Let me show you there. To skip 2. Let me get back in my crocodile so I don't lose it. We didn't have enough to skip 2. If you happen to have enough, you skip 2 and go over. But if you followed exactly what I did, you were 1 shy. So you're going to go ahead and slip stitch to close up the round in the farthest one away. You know, if you have room to skip 2, skip 2. But I don't have enough. See, I only have the 2. So I'm going to slip stitch my work to close that round. See that there? Okay. And then I'm going to chain up 3 for my first double crochet. And then behind the right hand side of this crocodile is the original double crochets. So in the first one you double crochet, second one you double crochet, in the center of your crocodile you double crochet. Just go into that hole, bring up a loop, double crochet. On the left hand side of your crocodile, not in this one because that would have been your stitch, skip that one. You go into the 2 stitches that are available above that left hand side of that crocodile, and you double crochet. And then when you get to your single crochet here, see those? See that spot? That's where we double crocheted. You have to put 2 double crochets in, and this is the housing for your next row of crocodiles. These 2 stitches. So your rhythm really is, if you're starting from the beginning, you've got your single crochet up, and that's going to actually be part of one of the very last crocodiles. That's the left hand side of the 2 crochets in your single crochets for your crocodile. So your rhythm is 2 1 2 2. 2 1 2 2. 2 1 2 2. 2 1 2 2. That's your rhythm all the way around. So let me show you what I mean. 2 . And if I didn't have this tripod in my way, you wouldn't be hearing clinking, and I wouldn't break my rhythm. But my arm is underneath this tripod, right in the center of it. Okay, so we've got 2 1 2, skipping this stitch because that's the one that you would have been in if you, and you can totally do that. It's just faster if you don't. 2 and then 2. Don't forget that you put 2 in the stitch in the single crochet. See there? 2 1 2 2. 2 1 2 2. All the way around, and I'll meet you back at the other end. 2 1 2 2. That's your rhythm. 2 1 2 2. 2 1 2 2. Okay? Crochet is all about rhythm. I'm going to show you this now. I went and bought some beads, and I'm going to take these pink ones, these orange ones, and probably the purple, even though there's no purple in it. I think it's close enough to that pink. I'm going to skip the blue ones, but I'm going to put these on the front of my bag in place of this tie down. I'm going to probably do 5 row of crocodiles. So I'm going to go 1 row, 2, second row, third row is going to have my bling, 4th row, 5th row, and then I'm going to go into a new stitch. But just so you know, I just went to Joann's and bought some beads. You have to make sure you get beads that have a big enough opening that your yarn will fit through, because a lot of times these are so tiny that they won't fit. So this hole right here in the center cannot be so tiny that this yarn will not fit around it. And I'm gonna just tell you, it's a booger to get the yarn on it to begin with. So I mean, it takes a bit of getting it on, even at this size hole. But you have to pay attention because some of them are so tiny that you can't get it. But what it's going to look like is that right there. That's going to be a bead right there on my third row up. Just because they're cute. Okay, here we are at the end of the round. And I'm going to turn my work a little bit. Okay. So I went all the way around with my double crochet in my bag, and here I am at the end. See there? I have just this last crocodile stitch to get through. So again, we are 1, 2. Okay, so I don't have to. See that there? Because this was where I was fudging to make everything fit. So I still need my 2. So in that one stitch, I'm going to have to put 2 in there. This is how I'm making up my pattern. And then 1 in the center of the crocodile stitch. And then I have to get 2 in here. Here's 1. And I got stuck. Let's start it over. Here's 1. And I do not have another one available. So we got to put another one in there. I'm going to go ahead and try to hit a different stitch if I can under there. Which I think I did, just to make it a little more secure. And then here we are at the center, right? This is where our next crocodile stitch is going to be. But this is only one leg of that V. I have to have another one, right? Because remember, in the center we had 2 in that one single crochet. Well, we got to find a way to get in there, and it looks like I'm going to have to go under it and pull it up. But it's there. There's 2 of them there. That might, see how it's crossed there? That's not ideal. That is not ideal, but it's better than not having it. So then go over here to this 1, 2, 3, third stitch up, and slip stitch this row together. And that is your row, your connecting row for your next row of crocodile stitches. So what you do here is, this is a crocodile stitch, right? So this is the left V of a crocodile stitch. So we've got to get over 2 stitches to start our next whole crocodile. So you're just going to slip stitch over till you get into the right stitch. Not adding any weight to our room. It's just this real thin stitch, slip stitch, getting it over there. Okay, so then we're going to yarn over, because this would be our single crochet that we make to close off a crocodile. So we're going to yarn over, skip 2, and go into the front post of that right hand stitch for your 5 double crochet of your crocodile stitch. So there's 1. Now let's make sure we're not too loose, because it looked like I had a lot of room there. 1, and then this is where you kind of fold it over. Remember, just we did that on this row right here. So let's pull that stitch up. 2, 3, 4, and 5. And again, you do not have to attach them down if you don't want to, but I kind of liked the way that looked. And then you're going to turn your work this way, yarn over. You've already done this row, so you know how to do it. It's the same exact thing now. And insert your hook from the left to the right this time, and do your 5 double crochet up that post. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Skip 2 and single crochet into this stitch right in the center of that prior crocodile. See, that's where it is. And you're going to, I said slip stitch, I'm sorry, this is a single crochet. Slip stitching is fine. The problem with slip stitching is on the next row up when you have to put the double crochet, it tends to get really tight. If you're wondering why I'm doing this, the single crochet there, if a slip stitch gets really tight, remember this, see this one over here, see how tight those are? And it's sometimes hard to get your next row of double crochet on if that stitch is so tight. That's the sole reason why I single crochet versus slip stitch in this stitch right here. If you can make them loose enough, you're welcome to do a slip stitch. It doesn't really matter at all, but that's just the way I do this stitch. Okay, so you're going to yarn over, skip 2, now you're back in that V. So in the right hand leg of that V, you're going to put your 5 double crochet, and then if you're attaching, you need to attach it down. So you find your center, not on the same row you were on. You're going to go up a row. I'm going to pick this one. Slip stitch it down. I like that. You do not have to do this step. Yarn over and put your 5 double crochet up this post. Okay, so and then we're going to skip 2, and in the center stitch right here we're going to single crochet. You totally get the rhythm of this. And then we're going to yarn over, skip 2, and then we're back in that V. So you're going to do this all the way around, and then you're going to get over here to where we started. And you should, at this point, be exactly correct. You're not even going to have an off stitch. So this is your last V right here. Here it is. It's crossed. Remember, we crossed it. So make sure that you're in this V for your right hand side. Attach down if you're going to. This is your left. Your skip 2 and your single crochet. Chain up 3 and do your double crochets all the way around again. Exactly the way you just did them. So you chained up, okay, so you've single crocheted into this stitch right here, you've chained up 3, put your 2 double crochet in here, your 1 in here, 2 in here, 2 in here. That's your rhythm, remember? 2, 1, 2, 2. Okay, so here we are. I finished the round, ready to slip stitch into my 3rd chain, 1, 2, 3. Close up this round. And then we have got to get over to here, because this is where we would have single crocheted to start our next crocodile. So we are going to slip stitch over to this area, and we're going to yarn over. See, so this is where we would have single crocheted, but we don't need a single crochet there. So we're just going to yarn over, and we're going to start our very first crocodile. So here we go. This is where we would just slip stitch into right here. This is where we would slip stitch, but we're going to put this here, right? So what we're going to do is we're going to insert our hook behind here, yarn over on the other side of the bead. Okay, come through and finish your slip stitch. Come around, yarn over. Okay, so we've yarned over. Now we've got to double crochet 5 in this chain, this one right here. So we're going to insert on the left, come in on the right, and do our 5 double crochet on the other side. After you get through this first one, it gets easier. Oh, and 5. Okay, and then skip 2, 1, 2, and here you are in your third, and that's where you're going to single crochet for the finishing off this crocodile. Now let's see what it looks like. Okay, so here is what it looks like with your little bead in there. What do you think? Let me do one more. If you're adding bling, you've already got it threaded onto your yarn. There it all is, all of it that you need. Okay, so you yarn over, skip 2, and the right hand side of your V. There you go, there it is. And you double crochet 5. So you bring up your next bead, and it's just hanging there. You go on the right hand side of this, and you come out on the left. So you put it in, you put your bead over, you come through and you yarn over on the other side of that bead. Pull through and pull through. And then you yarn over and you 5 double crochet up the right hand side. 5, skip 2, single crochet. Don't drop your work. Okay, and there's the second one. And I'm going to do that all the way around, and then I'm going to put 2 more, so this is the one in the middle, 2 more rows of crocodiles. So this one's going to be right in the middle. I have 2 below it and 2 above it. You put as many rows of crocodile stitches as you want in. I'm going to do 5 total, and I will meet you back here. Okay, so here I am. I am at the end of my 5th row. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And I'm going to slip stitch this row together and be done. How'd you like those? I love how they look. They take a while and they take a lot of yarn. So what I actually did, because I felt like I was running out of yarn, was I added a white, just white that I have. I just had a thing of Vantage Choice white, and I did my row behind, because it doesn't show anyways, in white, my double crochet row. And I'm going to use a little bit of a different color here in a minute also, because this is all I have left of my ice cream spumoni. And I want to make sure I have enough for the edging and the handle, and I'm just afraid that I'm going to run out. So I went ahead and for myself I'm going to change colors. So this is what I'm doing. Now I used the white again in my last double crochet row, and I did not cut my yarn. Here is my working yarn. I just dropped it and pulled up another color, my original color, to do the last row of crocodiles. So what I'm going to do to change back to the white is in the stitch right here in the center of this underneath crocodile, where we would normally close off this round, I'm going to insert my hook, and I'm going to pick up the white working yarn. Okay, so I have 2 pieces, the yellow, which I'm normally using, and the white, which is going to be my new color. And I'm going to yarn over both of them taking them both over my hook and pull them both through, okay, and slip stitch on. We're just going to close that round. There it is, my last crocodile. And now I am slip stitching both colors, and I have both colors on my hook. I'm going to drop my yellow because I'm not going to work with the yellow right now. And I had one extra bead. It is driving me crazy because it's been on here this whole time and I've been having to pull it down. And the noise alone is driving me batty. So make sure you count your beads, however many you're going to use, that you know ahead of time, and that you only put that many on there, because unless you cut your yarn again, it's going to stay there until you're done with your project, or you're done and you have to add a new thing of yarn, or you just cut your yarn because you can't stand it anymore, and you move forward by reloading. Okay, so I've done that, and now I'm dropping the yellow. And I'm kind of going to keep it taut with this hand over here a little bit. And I'm going to chain up with the new just white 2. Okay, so here we are. We're going to do our 5th half double crochet because this chain up makes 1. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And in our 6th, we're going to do a decrease, so it's going to be yarn over, insert your hook into there, into that center of that crocodile, yarn over and bring up a loop and pull through 2, yarn over, go into the next stitch, yarn over and pull up a loop, go through all of them. Let's see if that looks, that's what we're going to do. Okay, so that turned 2 stitches into 1. Okay, just a little point I want to make here. I just want you to realize that the first part of every single one of your decreases on this row starts in the center of this, right? I want to make sure that you're aware of that. It's another point that you can do to make sure your stitch count is right. So we've done, this was our 5th half double crochet, yarn over, insert your hook, yarn over and pull up a loop. There's 3 on the hook, yarn over and pull through 2. Yarn over and go into the next stitch, yarn over, pull up a loop. There's 4 on your hook, yarn over and pull through all of them. Okay, and then you do your 5 and you're going to be back in the center again to start your next decrease. Just make sure that you're in that rhythm, and this is where you're starting your decreases on this particular round all the way around. Just a point that I wanted to make sure that you were aware you had another point of reference. Meet you at the end. Okay, so your very last stitch really is your last crocodile. So you start with your decrease and you finish your decrease, and then you slip stitch into the top of the chain at the first of the row. And then what you're going to do is you're going to go down now from 5 in between to 4. And then the next row 3 in between, and then the next row 2 in between. And then the next row, every other one. Until you get your bag as narrow of an opening as you would like. So we chained up 2 to start our row. 4, and then you're going to start your decrease just to the right of the one below it. So you yarn over, insert your hook, yarn over, pull up a loop, pull through 2 of them, yarn over, go into that stitch that is the prior decrease, yarn over, pull up a stitch 4 on your loop, and finish your decrease. And then that's what your decreases look like. Okay, and you're going to do that now all the way around, 4 and then a decrease, 4 and decrease, 4 decrease, 4 decrease, all the way around till you get to the end, slip stitch to the top, and then you chain up your 2 for the room for your next row, and then you do 3 decrease, 3 decrease, 3 all the way around, 2 decrease all the way around, and then every other one a decrease. To as narrow as you want your bag. If it's too narrow for you at the 3 or the 2, then stop. I think I'm gonna try to get all the way to the 1, but we'll see. We'll see where it leaves us. I'm gonna go all the way up as far as I can that I'm comfortable with, and I will meet you back here. Here's where we were. You were on did 5 stitches and then a decrease, 5 stitches and a decrease. And then I personally myself, I changed colors every color so it was easier to see the decreases for me. And if you haven't done it already, feel free to do that if you want to. I just kind of like the way it looked. So I did the 6 in the decrease in the white, and the 5 in the decrease in the pink, 4 in the decrease in the white, 3 in the decrease in the pink, 2 in the decrease in the white, and then I just stayed with the white, doing half double crochets, not increasing, not decreasing, for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 more rows. Okay, and now I'm going to do something different. And the reason why I went ahead and filmed it after I crocheted that is because you know how to do half double crochets. You've done them, and I've done a tutorial on them. And we've done them in this bag. So you know how to do half double crochets. But that was what I did for my bag because I wanted it to sit flat. She's little. She's only 1. And I wanted it while she's standing up at, at the pew, and this will be sitting on the thing, she can get in and reach her little toys. See, I didn't want it real tall because I wanted her to be able to get into it. So, this is what my bag looks like for my little baby toys that I'm going to be taking to church with me. So what I'm going to do next is I'm going to go a treble crochet all the way across here. And a treble requires that we put 4 chain stitches up. You have not done a treble, but if you've done a single and a double crochet, you can do a treble. So you just yarn over twice, and then you insert your hook into the next stitch. But I have been putting it so that it created this all the way around. I've been putting it in this, underneath this stitch right here, this first stitch right there, because I like that you can see where the line was, so I know where the back of the bag was. But anyways, a treble is yarn over twice. So you've got your 2 yarn overs. You insert your hook into the next available stitch. You pull up a loop. Okay. And now there's 4 loops on the hook. You yarn over and pull through 2, just like any other stitch. Yarn over and pull through 2. Yarn over and pull through 2. See, and it made 3. Hence the word treble or triple. So 4 chains up and then your trebles. And so it's yarn over twice, go into your next stitch, and pull, yarn over and pull through 2, yarn over and pull through 2, yarn over and pull through 2. We're going to yarn over twice, insert our hook into the next available stitch, both sides of that V, yarn over and pull up a loop, and that leaves 4 loops on our hook. Yarn over and pull through 2 of those loops, yarn over and pull through 2, yarn over and pull through 2. Treble crochet. Go ahead and do that all the way around, and I'll meet you back here. Okay, so I have finished my second round of half double crochets over my trebles. So I have 2 rows of half double crochets right above my trebles. So at this point I want to pull me a big tail so that my work doesn't come out. I'm going to make sure that there's enough for that. And clearly we know that this is the back of the bag because this is where all your stitches are, right? So what you want to do is you want to make sure that that stays in the back. So somewhere along, wherever you're comfortable that you like the front of the bag versus the back of the bag, and I'm comfortable with that right there being the sides of the bag because it's kind of where I ended, whatever. You just find somewhere that you can see where it's exactly you folded it and it's in half. I can't get my thing far enough away so you can see it all. See it there? I've got it folded exactly in half. And then you just want to put a stitch marker in each side right on that fold. You can count them if that's easier for you. You count your stitches and you go exactly across half your stitches, picking the front of your bag. Okay, so here's my other side. Put it in this stitch right here. If I can get my stitch marker to cooperate. And of course you can use bobby pins, you can use an extra piece of yarn, you know, you can use anything. Just get something in there to mark the sides of your bag. Okay? Okay, so here we are at the end of our second row, or just whatever is the last row that you want to make your height of your bag. I'm done. I'm at that height. Okay, so I'm at that last area where I need to slip stitch the rows together. I'm going to drop, actually I'm going to clip the white because I'm done with the white. So I'm going to give myself room to tie in. Oops. Okay, and I am going to set that aside over here because I'm going to have that tied in, and I'm going to get my yarn that I'm going to finish my bag with. I'm going to pick this up and I'm going to tie in. I'm going to finish that slip stitch with my original yarn. Pull this tight. Okay. Now what I do, and I don't know that this is protocol or whatever, but I take all 3 strands, my new working yarn, the tail of my new working yarn, and the white that I just cut, and I pull all of that through. Okay, I do all of that through, and then I drop my tails. Holding on to your new work, I do one more. So we're going to single crochet all the way over to our handle. Okay. So, where are we? I want 2, not including this one. 2. Oh, I'm exactly right. Okay, so at this point, we're going to single crochet in that stitch. I just double crocheted. You know, yarn over. I don't need to yarn over. Single crochet in that stitch. And then we're going to chain over however many you want for the arm of your bag. I'm going to see how many I'm going to use, and I'll be right back. Okay, you can take your 70th stitch and you come over here to the second one from behind, and you yarn over and you pull through just like that. And then at that point we want to work into the back of these stitches so that this is the edging of our chain, making sure we did not making sure that we did not twist our chain at all, that we have it completely straight all the way over to this edge without there's any folds in it, just like that. See that there? No folds in it. And then you single crochet into the back of every single one of these stitches across. Okay, so I did my single crochet all the way across the handle. I'm back here at the original side that we went up on. See that there? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to single crochet into that middle stitch, This is where I started. I single crocheted all the way across my chain, and I'm back at the center stitch right here. So I'm going to single crochet. And then it's basically just like you flip your work and you go back across. That's what you do. And you're going to do that all the way across till you get across your 5 rows. So I've chained it on it together. It's together now. And then I'm just going to do my single crochets across. Again. And then I'm going to attach it to the other side. And then single crochet my way across back again. And then I'm going to take it in this center one right here. So then I know I just have 2 more rows to do. And that's the entire edging, that's the entire handle. And then once you get on your 5th stitch, your 5th chain of your handle, which would be 2 after your marker, so you're here, let's just say we're here, then you just single crochet all the way across. So I finished my last row of single crochet down to here. I slip stitched over. Let me just show you what I mean. So I'll take a couple out. So this was my single crochet, and then I just started slip stitching over, kind of like we did at the end of every row to get to our first stitch, our correct stitch. And then I just found one of the stitches where we connected. See them there? This is where we connected to the bag, each row of our single crochets. And so just go through one of them like that, yarn over, pull back through that. You're kind of just on the side of your bag there, and pull through again. See, and there's another slip stitch there. And do it again. Come through the side like that, yarn over and pull through, and pull through. And you've slip stitched all the way over. And then you just single crochet over to the edge of your bag until you're done. So you're single crocheting over to this center piece right here and then tying off. We have 3 more stitches. One more. And then you slip stitch to the yellow and pull through. Snip your yarn. And we are finished. Give yourself plenty of room to tie in later. Okay, so we've done our last slip stitch, yarn over and pull through the whole thing and tighten, and that is your knot. And you just sew it in. And to sew in your ends, I'll show you this one area. Get yourself a tapestry needle. Thread your needle. Okay. And what you do is you just come back on the work that you were just on, the same color. This is all pink. And you just kind of weave. Now this is what I do. I weave it under that stitch so that that stitch still looks finished and true. And it doesn't take away from the looks of it. See, it still looks like the edge, but it's in there. We've tied it in. And then you come back. We've already knotted it. It's knotted right there. It's not going nowhere, but now we just need to weave in our edges. So this is where we are, and you want to go into a different hole. You don't want to go back through that same hole or it'll just come right back out. So maybe go up to the next one and do the same thing. Pull it back through, and that's plenty. And snip your work, and you're done. It's gone. And here she is. Isn't she cute? I know I name everything, but I don't have a name for it yet. So I hope you enjoyed that, and there it is. And if you have any questions, if I wasn't clear in any way on any part of it, or you can't figure something out, just leave me a comment or private message me, whatever you need to do. Get a hold of me, and I will do my best to help you. And if I can't, I'll film something so that you can see what I messed up on. Okay? enjoy. Talk to you guys later. Bye-bye.